Hello folks, welcome back, and today we're going to aquascape the Fluval Kühl. So I've already had it set up for 24 hours. I'm excited to show you one, how I did it with the Hardscape, how I did it with the plants, and what I would have done differently. And a reminder, if you'd like to see updates for this, please subscribe and click like to let the algorithm know that this was a pretty decent video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, do whatever. If you really hated it, do it twice. All right, let's get to it. So right here was my first proposed location for it. It's in the window, so those plants that get planted in the back, we get plenty of sunlight and stuff, but it is here in my room with board games. It would be over some board game stuff, and I'm not sure I trust two things. One, I've heard it can be a little noisy. If that's the case, I definitely want it in the living room, next to the 210 where nothing sounds loud compared to it. And the other thing, if the bell siphon has a problem and this was to overflow or something, I don't want to deal with that. But I film up here, so the quiet thing, every tank that I have in here has to be kind of pretty much dead quiet. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out my Awase biOrb, and I'm going to put it up here, and I'm going to put this where the biOrb is. So we'll have a similar scenario with sunlight and stuff. And I'll feel a little bit safer with the biOrb there for a little while. Anyway, until I build up some trust, and then it might come back. But it is nice. It fits very nicely on a little shelf or something in a window. All right, let's put it downstairs though. I don't know why I keep doing this, but I might try to put buse in there. So it's all ready, and I'm kind of plant shopping around my aquariums. And this tank is like the only tank that really grows buse really well. I think it's this leafy green. I've got fairly large specimens, like that whole thing is that way. What I'm thinking about doing though is just taking this out. There'll be some more playgrounds for my cories and stuff down here, and I'll add that to the back of that. It should be getting roughly like a very similar light that it's getting now, and I don't know, maybe it'll have a chance. What do you think? I think it's worth a shot. It should look neat in there. I don't want to just put more Anubias. I could fill this thing with Anubias if I wanted to, but I'd like to do something a little bit more interesting. I might shop for some carpeting plants, maybe some Monte Carlo or something else. Fluval sent me this heater. I'm probably not going to use it. It's a little 8-watt. I might put shrimp in here is what I'm thinking I'm going to do, so I don't really need it. Marina is one of their other brands though, and yeah, you could totally put this in the bottom of that sump part and route the wires through like you do the pump. So I think that's a pretty cool idea to have the sump in the bottom. You could hide this totally in there. Alright, so I've got this this little strainer that I've 3D printed, and we're going to add I'm going to go ahead and add some water in here. Don't normally do this early, but I think I would like to do it now so I can make some adjustments. I definitely don't want to put the buse in here dry, so we're going to go ahead and get some water going. Oh, I have to say this thing works pretty well. Did a good job distributing that water around. never had bamboo before. It'll definitely be interesting to see how this grows. These were just sticks when they arrived, I guess a few days ago, probably about a week ago. So this is the growth after about a week. And we'll see what happens in a few months. Remember, if you'd like to see an update for this, be sure to subscribe. And click like on this to share it for the algorithm. It's a really small gesture, but it means a lot, especially channels like mine. Thank you. the pendant light, I'm purposely keeping it pretty up high, and I'm angling it so that the light angle will not necessarily hit the front of the glass or just barely hit the front of the glass. I want it kind of centered around this back part that I've planted out and have a little drift off into the bamboo from the back. Of course, the bamboo will probably be growing mostly from window light, but it'll be interesting to see. Maybe I can get it to grow on both sides and really leaf up and look neat. So this is the direction I chose to orient this tank. It's kind of interesting in that it points right at you, which I don't generally do with these things, but it sort of makes this illusion of doubling the size of the Aquascape. It makes it seem so much broader and stuff than it really is. One thing I think I would do differently is I would Aquascape it more from like this point to this point if I was going to do a rise like that. So you'd probably still see it, but it wouldn't be as dramatic and non-existent on this side like the one I've done. I don't mind a whole lot. It's not going to bother me enough to redo it, but it would be kind of more even that way if I'd done it. I sort of Aquascaped it as if the tank this was the front and that was the back. But it's pretty easy to... It kind of works out. It still makes sense so that both of these sides will be the big sides, but I seem to have gone a little bit extra over here than I did over this way. I don't think that's terrible, but I think if I had to do it again, I'd do it a little bit differently than that. It's so funny. I'm not sure why I've never had this before. I guess maybe I'll find out. And if I had it to do over again, I would probably put them in before I added the substrate. So don't rush to put that little substrate in here too quickly. You might want to just wait and add your plants and then add it. I had a comment in my last video that was mentioning the sound of the bell siphon and that it could be kind of loud. It's really difficult to tell next to my sump, which is right next door, so I will be experimenting with this a little bit further. I'm not going to try to make a prediction or call it right now. It is noticeable. If you don't like that trickling water effect, though, I mean, even the sound from this will probably, it could put you off if you don't like the trickling water, if you need it to be perfectly silent. Like when I film upstairs, I like for all those tanks to be as quiet as possible. It's not a sleeping thing, it's more like an ambient noise and video thing. So I had a feeling this would be the case, so I brought this down here to get it started. So even if I fill the sump to the point where it's overflowing, this will always be this size because that's how much water is taken out. I've got it fully restricted to see if I can make the water level rise a little bit. So you can turn this dial and kind of change it, how fast or slow, how much is being pulled out or not. And I'm trying to see if I can adjust the level of this. But you're always going to have this trickling water effect to some degree. And what happens is this thing fills up in the back and then it drains. It's called a bell siphon, so it'll fill up and then it drains. I actually made a really primitive one of this way back. I guess it's been about 8 or 9 years ago. But mine was less interesting. You can grab this whole thing and lift it up and kind of get under there and look around and see what's going on. Not enough to shoot a great video, but I did notice that I don't think the bell siphon was working correctly at first. It did drain everything and nothing overflowed or anything like that, but I didn't really see the bell siphon effect happen, and I just kind of raised it up and put it back down. Like I said, there's no good camera angle for this, but I could pick up this little thing, and then I picked it up and put it back down, and it kind of got the whole process started. I don't know what causes that particularly, but I don't know. After that, it's worked perfectly ever since. So maybe it's sort of like priming it. I don't know. It's a neat little tank. I need to get a timer for it, so the light will turn on and off. It was a bit foggy. after I first set it up, but it is definitely calmed down now. The rocks in here did end up darkening up a little bit after they got saturated with water and stuff. I probably should have rinsed them off before I put them in there, because it was way foggy at first. It's calmed down a lot now. What's interesting is this is Cero stone. I think that's what it's called. The real heavy but very cool gray stone. Basically, to plant that tank, I just pulled out this corner. I even left one still. I accidentally got some Wassertang also, but this is like a leafy green buse. It's the only buse that grows in my aquariums very well, anyway. But it's interesting. The Cero stone looks very similar to this, so it kind of gives them a little bit of a, I don't know, it kind of continues on a little bit, although the sand on here is, of course, very different. The other thing that this has is a massive amount of pothos coming out the back, and that is another reason I did not want to put pothos in the back of this thing. I chose bamboo, any other plant, but the way this grows, it tends to just kind of congregate to these windows, and it makes it real easy to sort of add some extra decoration to the tank. In fact, it looks like a lot of it fell when I was messing with my cords, but I think over time I'll be able to very easily just like wrap this tank in plants if I wanted to. Yeah, it's just the first day, but I'm really looking forward to having the Kühl in my living room and being able to observe it. The photo noise so far is just a bit trickly, but not it's not obnoxious. We'll see if I notice that bell siphon anymore. It's really hard next to this thing and all the stuff it's got going on. But I could turn the tank off and listen, and maybe we'll do that on the update. And if you'd like to see more from this tank or any of the other tanks that I do, be sure to subscribe. I'll be back soon with an update for this. In fact, as soon as that bamboo starts to grow in and look really nice, I'll shoot some more photos for Instagram, and then I'll be back on here with an update. So I'll see you in about 3 months in regards to this tank. Until next time, follow your bliss, keep a clean tank, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.